Jiaogulan, the Immortality Herb and its potential role in longevity. Picture this, it's 1970, and a team of Japanese scientists arrives in a remote mountain village in Guizhou Province, China. They're not there for tourism. They're investigating reports of something impossible. In this village of barely 3,000 people, there are over 400 residents who have lived past their 90th birthday. Some are over 100, still working in the fields, raising great-grandchildren, and showing barely a trace of the chronic diseases that plague the modern world. The scientists ask the obvious question, what's your secret? The villagers don't point to advanced medicine, expensive supplements, or cutting-edge technology. Instead, they point to a simple cup of tea made from a humble climbing vine they call shansao, which translates to Immortality Herb. That herb is Jiaogulan, scientifically known as Gynostemma pentaphyllum. And today, after decades of research, scientists are discovering that this people's ginseng might actually hold legitimate secrets to longevity that could revolutionize how we think about aging. But here's the question that's been haunting researchers for 50 years. Is Jiaogulan really the fountain of youth? Or just another herbal myth? Today, we're going to dive deeper into this mystery than anyone has before on YouTube. We'll explore the science, the history, the mechanisms, and most importantly, whether this ancient herb can truly help you live not just longer, but healthier. If you're fascinated by the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern science, hit that subscribe button because we're about to uncover secrets that could change your life. Medical disclaimer. Before we dive in, let me be crystal clear. This video is for educational purposes only. And nothing I say should be taken as medical advice. Herbs can interact with medications and health conditions in unexpected ways. Always consult with your healthcare provider before trying Jiaogulan or any supplement, especially if you're taking medications or have existing health conditions. Your safety comes first. Always. The deep history, more than folklore, the story of Jiaogulan begins long before those Japanese scientists arrived. The first written records trace this herb back to the Ming Dynasty in 1406 CE. But oral traditions suggest its use predates this by centuries, possibly millennia. In the mountainous regions of Guizhou Province, elders pass down stories of villagers not just reaching 100 years old, but thriving well beyond that age. They attributed their longevity to daily consumption of Jiaogulan tea, calling it their miracle grass. Here's what makes this story fascinating. Unlike Panax, Ginseng, which was expensive and reserved for Chinese nobility, Jiaogulan was the people's ginseng. It grew wild on mountainsides, accessible to the poorest farmers, while the wealthy hoarded their precious ginseng. Mountain villagers had unlimited access to what might have been an even more powerful longevity herb. Fast forward to the 1970s. Japanese scientists weren't initially looking for a longevity herb at all. They were researching natural sweeteners when they stumbled upon something extraordinary. The local population consuming Jiaogulan tea seemed unusually healthy, with remarkably low rates of heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. But China isn't the only place where this herb gained legendary status. In Thailand, it's called Phad Po, and farmers drink it for endurance under the scorching sun. Vietnamese mountain tribes use it as an energy tonic. Each culture discovered independently that this vine offered something special. What's remarkable is the consistency across cultures. Whether you're in the mountains of China, the hills of Thailand, or the valleys of Vietnam, the story is the same. People who drink Jiaogulan tea regularly seem to age more gracefully and live longer, healthier lives. The chemical treasure chest. Now, let's skate into the science that explains why Jiaogulan might actually live up to its legendary reputation. The secret lies in its incredible chemical complexity. Jiaogulan contains over 200 identified gynospecidas. These are the active compounds that give it its power. To put this in perspective, Panax ginseng, considered the king of adaptogenic herbs, contains only about 28 ginsenosides. This is why Jiaogulan earned the nickname Southern Ginseng. It's like ginseng on steroids. But gynostemmas are just the beginning. Let's break down Jiaogulan's chemical arsenal. Polysaccharides. These complex sugars are immune system modulators. They don't just boost immunity, they balance it, preventing both underactivity and dangerous overactivity that leads to autoimmune diseases. Flavonoids, particularly ampelopsin, which has shown remarkable anti-inflammatory and anti-diabetic effects in laboratory studies. These compounds help regulate blood sugar and reduce systemic inflammation. Phytosterols, plant-based compounds that help balance cholesterol levels by competing with dietary cholesterol for absorption in the intestines. Amino acids and trace minerals, essential building blocks for cellular repair and metabolic processes. Jiaogulan contains all the essential amino acids plus minerals like selenium, zinc, and magnesium that are crucial for longevity pathways. Here's the crucial point. It's not any one magic compound that makes Jiaogulan special. It's the synergistic interaction of all these compounds working together, what scientists call the entourage effect. This is why whole plant extracts often outperform isolated compounds in studies. The longevity mechanisms, how it works. To understand how Jiaogulan could influence aging, we need to understand aging itself. At its core, aging is the accumulation of cellular damage over time. This damage comes from several sources: oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and cellular waste buildup. Jiaogulan appears to target every single one of these aging mechanisms. Let's examine each one. Mechanism number 1. Antioxidant defense systems. Unlike simple antioxidant supplements that just neutralize free radicals, Jiaogulan does something far more sophisticated. It boosts your body's own antioxidant production systems. Studies show it stimulates 3 critical enzymes: superoxide dismutase, SOD, glutathione, peroxidase, and catalase. These are your cellular bodyguards, working 24/7 to neutralize dangerous free radicals before they can damage your DNA. Animal studies have demonstrated that Jiaogulan supplementation significantly decreases melandialdehyde MDA levels. MDA is a key marker of oxidative damage. Lower MDA means less cellular wear and tear, which translates to slower aging. Mechanism number 2. Anti-inflammatory pathways. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as one of the primary drivers of aging. Scientists even have a name for it: inflammaging. Your immune system, designed to fight infections, gets stuck in an overactive state, slowly damaging your own tissues. Jiaogulan works by down-regulating NFB, which is like the master switch for inflammation. When NFB is overactive, it triggers a cascade of inflammatory molecules. Jiaogulan helps keep this system balanced, reducing harmful inflammation, while preserving your ability to fight real threats. Mechanism number 3: neuroprotection and brain health. Your brain is particularly vulnerable to aging damage, which is why cognitive decline is so common in older adults. Jiaogulan offers multiple layers of brain protection. Laboratory studies suggest it can reduce beta-amyloid buildup, the sticky plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. It also enhances autophagy, which is essentially your brain's garbage disposal system, clearing out damaged proteins and cellular debris. In Parkinson's disease models, Jiaogulan has shown the ability to protect dopamine neurons from death, potentially slowing the progression of this devastating condition. Mechanism number 4: metabolic optimization. This might be Jiaogulan's most exciting property. It activates two critical longevity pathways: AMPK, AMP-activated protein kinase, and SIRT1, SIRTU1. These are the same pathways activated by exercise, calorie restriction, and fasting. Interventions proven to extend lifespan in virtually every species studied. AMPK activation improves insulin sensitivity, enhances fat metabolism, and promotes cellular energy efficiency. SIRT1 activation helps maintain DNA integrity and supports healthy aging at the cellular level. Mechanism number 5: cardiovascular protection. Your cardiovascular system is your lifeline, literally. Jiaogulan protects this system through multiple mechanisms. It reduces cholesterol buildup in arteries, protects the delicate endothelial cells that line your blood vessels, and helps maintain healthy blood pressure. Studies show it can improve circulation, reduce arterial stiffness, and protect against the oxidative damage that leads to heart disease. The scientific evidence, what the research shows. Now let's examine what the scientific evidence actually says about Jiaogulan's effects. We have 3 types of evidence: animal studies, human clinical trials, and epidemiological observations. Let's go through each category systematically. Animal studies. The foundation evidence, the animal research on Jiaogulan, is extensive and impressive. In multiple studies, mice and rats given Jiaogulan extracts have shown significantly boosted antioxidant defenses throughout their bodies, delayed onset of aging markers like DNA damage and cellular senescence, improved cognitive function and memory retention even in advanced age, better metabolic health with improved glucose tolerance and fat metabolism. In dementia models, animals receiving Jiaogulan showed remarkable improvements: better memory performance, reduced oxidative brain damage, and less accumulation of the toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. In Parkinson's disease models, Jiaogulan protected dopamine neurons from destruction and significantly reduced motor decline. Some studies showed up to 60% protection of these critical brain cells. human clinical trials, real-world applications. The human research, while more limited, is equally promising. Let me highlight the most significant studies. The diabetes trial, in a randomized controlled trial. Participants with type 2 diabetes were given Jiaogulan tea for 12 weeks. Results showed significant improvements in insulin sensitivity and blood glucose control, with no adverse side effects reported. The obesity study, overweight participants taking Jiaogulan extract for 8 weeks showed notable reductions in body fat percentage and improvements in body composition, even without changing their diet or exercise habits. The exercise performance trial, perhaps most intriguingly, untrained males taking Jiaogulan supplements showed improved VO2 max, a key indicator of cardiovascular fitness and mitochondrial efficiency. This suggests Jiaogulan might enhance your body's ability to use oxygen at the cellular level. Additional human studies. Multiple smaller trials have shown improvements in cholesterol profiles, blood pressure regulation, and markers of inflammation. While these studies are preliminary, the consistency of results is encouraging. Epidemiological evidence. The population studies is the most compelling evidence might be epidemiological, studying populations over time. Guizhou Province consistently ranks among Chinese regions with the highest numbers of centenarians per capita. While many factors contribute to longevity, genetics, diet, lifestyle, environment, researchers have consistently noted that long-term consumption of Jiaogulan tea is one common thread among the longest-lived residents. What's particularly interesting is that when you compare villages within the same region, those with higher traditional Jiaogulan consumption show lower rates of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Comparative analysis. How it stacks up. To truly understand Jiaogulan's potential, we need to compare it to other well-researched longevity herbs. Each has unique strengths, but Jiaogulan offers something special. Panax Ginseng, the gold standard adaptogen, excellent for energy and immune function. However, it has fewer active compounds, 28 ginsenosides versus 200 plus gynostemmas, and can be overstimulating for some people. Ashwagandha, a powerful stress-fighting adaptogen, particularly effective for cortisol regulation and anxiety. Excellent for short-term stress management, but less comprehensive for overall longevity support. Rhodiola rosea, outstanding for physical and mental stamina, especially under stress. Great for acute performance enhancement, but limited research on long-term anti-aging effects. Turmeric, curcumin, the anti-inflammatory champion, with extensive research on disease prevention, powerful for reducing inflammation, but limited bioavailability and narrow focus compared to Jiaogulan. Jiaogulan's unique position. What sets Jiaogulan apart is its comprehensive approach. While other herbs excel in specific areas, Jiaogulan offers significant benefits across multiple longevity pathways simultaneously. Antioxidant protection, like green tea. Adaptogenic stress support, like ashwagandha. Metabolic optimization, like berberine. Neuroprotection, like lion's mane. Cardiovascular support, like hawthorn. This multi-target approach might explain why traditional users report such comprehensive health improvements. Rather than addressing one aspect of aging, Jiaogulan seems to support healthy aging systemically. Safety profile and precautions. Before we discuss practical applications, let's thoroughly examine Jiaogulan's safety profile. This is crucial information that often gets overlooked in herbal discussions. The good news is that extensive toxicology studies have found Jiaogulan to be remarkably safe. Clinical studies have reported no damage to liver or kidney function, even with long-term use. This is significant because many herbs can stress these vital organs. Reported side effects. The most commonly reported side effects are mild and typically occur when starting supplementation. Mild nausea, usually with empty stomach consumption. Temporary stomach upset often resolves within a few days. Rare instances of dizziness, typically with high doses. Some people report vivid dreams, possibly due to improved sleep quality. Important contraindications, despite its safety profile. There are important precautions. Pregnancy and lactation. Not recommended due to lack of safety data in these populations. Blood-thinning medications. Jiaogulan may enhance the effects of warfarin or other blood thinners. Close monitoring is essential. Diabetes medications. Since Jiaogulan can lower blood sugar, diabetics on medication need careful monitoring to avoid hypoglycemia. Autoimmune conditions. While generally immune balancing, those with autoimmune conditions should consult healthcare providers before use. Practical safety advice. Start with low doses and gradually increase. Monitor your response carefully for the first 2 weeks. Keep a health journal, tracking any changes. Regular check-ins with your healthcare provider. If you have existing conditions, practical applications. How to use Jiaogulan. Now for the practical part. How do you actually use Jiaogulan safely and effectively? Method number 1. Traditional tea preparation. This is how it's been used for centuries and probably the gentlest introduction. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried leaves per cup. Steep in hot, not boiling water for 5 to 10 minutes. The taste is slightly sweet and earthy, quite pleasant. Start with 1 cup daily, preferably between meals. Can be consumed hot or cold. Method number 2. Standardized extracts. For more consistent dosing and convenience, look for extracts standardized to 80 to 95% gynostemma. Typical dose, 200 to 400 milligrams daily. Divided into 2 doses, take with food to minimize stomach upset. Morning and early afternoon timing is often preferred. Method number 3. Tinctures. Alcohol-based extracts offer rapid absorption. Typical dose, 1 to 2 droppers full. About 30 to 60 drops can be taken directly or added to water. Less research on tinctures specifically. Proceed cautiously. Sourcing quality products. This is crucial. Not all Jiaogulan is created equal. Look for organic certification to avoid pesticides. Seek third-party lab testing for purity and potency. Avoid products with unnecessary fillers or additives. Reputable suppliers should provide certificates of analysis. Consider the source region. Mountain-grown typically has higher potency. Integration with lifestyle. Jiaogulan works best as part of a comprehensive longevity approach. Combined with a nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory diet, maintain regular physical activity, prioritize quality sleep, 7 to 9 hours nightly. Manage stress through meditation, nature exposure, or other practices. Stay socially connected and mentally engaged. Timing and cycling. Many users benefit from morning consumption for energy. Some prefer evening use for its calming effects. Consider cycling, 5 days on, 2 days off weekly, or monthly cycles, 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Listen to your body and adjust accordingly. Future research and implications. As promising as current research is, we're just scratching the surface of Jiaogulan's potential. The future of longevity research is incredibly exciting, and Jiaogulan is positioned to play a significant role. Needed research. What we desperately need are large-scale, long-term human trials. Current studies are promising, but limited in scope and duration. Ideally, we need 5 to 10 year studies tracking aging biomarkers, disease incidence, and quality of life measures in thousands of participants. Integration research. Scientists are exploring Jiaogulan in combination with other longevity interventions, combined with intermittent fasting protocols, paired with NAD precursors like NMN or NR, used alongside resveratrol and other sirtuin activators, integrated with targeted exercise programs. Mechanism studies. Researchers are particularly excited about Jiaogulan as a natural AMPK activator. AMPK is often called the master switch of metabolism and is one of the holy grails in anti-aging research. Understanding exactly how Jiaogulan activates these pathways could lead to breakthrough applications. Personalized applications. The future likely holds personalized Jiaogulan protocols based on individual genetics, microbiome analysis, and metabolic profiling. We may discover that certain genetic variants respond better to specific giapanacid profiles. So, after this deep dive, what's the verdict on Jiaogulan? Is it truly the Immortality Herb, or just another overhyped supplement? The truth, as always, lies somewhere in the middle. But it's far more promising than I expected when I started researching this topic. Jiaogulan has legitimate scientific backing for multiple mechanisms that support healthy aging. The combination of traditional use, animal research, and emerging human studies paints a picture of an herb with genuine longevity potential. But let's be clear, Jiaogulan is not a magic bullet. It won't guarantee you'll live to 100. And it certainly can't overcome a lifestyle of poor diet, no exercise, chronic stress, and inadequate sleep. What Jiaogulan appears to offer is a valuable tool in a comprehensive approach to healthy aging, used alongside proven longevity strategies: good nutrition, regular movement, stress management, social connection, and adequate sleep. It may provide that extra edge that helps you not just live longer, but live better. The risk-benefit ratio looks favorable for most people, with its excellent safety profile and multiple potential benefits. Jiaogulan represents a low-risk, potentially high-reward addition to a longevity protocol. If this deep exploration opened your eyes to the fascinating world of longevity research, please hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth health content, and drop a comment below. Are you willing to try the Immortality Herb as part of your own longevity journey? Next week, we're diving into another fascinating longevity topic: the role of NAD+ in aging, and whether supplements can really turn back the biological clock. You won't want to miss it. Remember, true longevity isn't about living forever. It's about living well for as long as possible. And herbs like Jiaogulan might just help us achieve that goal.